two homes in Ashburn can both say minutes to the silver line. One gives you an easy morning. The other is a drive, parking, waiting, a long ride, and another walk after you get off. Same phrase, completely different life. And one of those addresses may come with the extra property tax bill. The other one doesn't. Most buyers have no idea. We'll get there. I'm Atif with Deluxive Homes, and I help people buy and sell here in Northern Virginia, and I live in Broadlands. The Silver Line is one of the best things to happen to this area. For the right buyers in the right house, it's a real win. But I just don't want you to paying extra for a metro lifestyle that only exists in the listing description. So, 4 checks before you pay for that label. Number 1, are you walking, driving, or catching a bus? Ashburn is a big area. Living in Ashburn does not mean living a walk to metro life. I live in Broadlands, but I would never tell somebody that most of Broadlands is walk to metro. It's drive to metro. Nothing wrong with that, but they're just two completely different lifestyles, and you shouldn't pay for one and get the other. A home near Moorfield or Loudoun Station is a different animal than a home in Broadlands, Brambleton, Ashburn Village, or even One Loudoun. Same town, same listing phrase, but not the same morning, and there may be a third option. Some Ashburn communities have weekday buses into the station, but check the exact stop and the exact schedule. The neighborhood has a bus does not mean it works from your street at the time you actually leave. If the listing calls it walkable, then walk it once at least. A line on a map doesn't show you the crossings, the sidewalks, or what the walk actually feels like on a dark winter morning. So use the exact address, not the neighborhood center, not the builder's sales office, and not whatever minutes away means in real estate language. That number was probably measured at 2 in the morning with every traffic light personally cooperating. And then check which side of the greenway you'd be on. The station has entrances on both sides. Convenient sides saves you time every single morning. Wrong side adds a little adventure before your commute even starts. That's check 1. Not is there a station nearby. It's how easy is the train from this driveway. Number 2 is the address inside the metro tax district. Now, this is the part that nobody says out loud. Loudoun County, Loudoun didn't simply spread its share of the silver line across every property owner. The county created special service districts around the stations to help pay for building it and help pay for running it. But if your house is in one, an additional real property tax gets levied on top of your regular property tax every year. I'm not going to throw out a number at you because that rate can move and it's tied to the assessed value. So I'm not doing that. Not what you paid for, but for you to understand the size, what we are talking about. This isn't a rounding error. It's a real line item every year. Run it out over the time you'd actually live there, and it may change how you look at the house. This is public record, by the way. Loudoun has a parcel lookup. You put in your address, it tells you, and I'm not giving you a rumor or somebody's best guess. And it actually really does come down to the individual property, my people. You cannot draw a clean circle around the station and assume that everybody inside pays. When the county sets this up, they adjusted parcels along the way. So you check the address. Some buyers pay a premium for the house because it's near the metro. Then they pay a yearly tax for being near metro. For a train, they end up riding 4 times a year. Does it really make sense? That's paying twice for something you're barely using. Now, if you actually write it, the math can be completely fair. You're near the station, you use the station, you help fund the station. But you should know you're in it, but you should know what you're in before you write an offer. And that's what a lot of people skip. It's not year one. It's staring at a line item on your bill going, what is this? And here's a part nobody talks about. Depending on this address, you might find another home with a similar practical commute that sits outside the district and doesn't pay it at all. Because no listing has ever said slightly less convenient, cheaper to hold. And when you sell, the next buyer may look at the same line item and they might be the one who knows to check. So don't settle for I think so. Use the county's parcel lookup for the exact address. I can run it with you, but the county record is the answer when this is going to, because this is going on your bill every year you own that place. Number 3, what's the real door-to-desk number? This is a mistake everybody makes. Buyers look at the train time. The train time is not your commute. Your commute starts when you close your front door. Drive or walk to the station. Park. Walk to the platform. Wait. Ride. Get off. And then get to your actual office. If you work near a stop in Reston, Tysons, Arlington, or DC, this can genuinely be a great win for you. But because you sit down, you answer emails, and stare peacefully into the distance instead of letting Route 7 test your character before 9 a.m. in the morning. But Ashburn is the end of the line. Going deep into DC means a longer ride. That's not bad, but it just means that you tested instead of buying the best case version in your head. So take the exact address, pick the time you'd actually leave, run the whole route on a normal weekday, and then run the drive. And don't compare only the time. You should also compare the cost, compare the stress, compare what happens when there's an accident on the greenway and your only option is to sit in it. Driving is faster on a clean day, but metro is calmer when the roads fall apart. Maybe the train takes a little longer and you arrive like a normal human being. Worth something? Maybe it takes a lot longer and you drive anyway. And that matters too. The right answer is the one that fits for your real week. And parking counts. If you're driving to the station, the garage is a part of your trip, people. The fee, the entrance, the walk to the platform, all of that stuff counts. Ashburn South is county operated. The north side garage at Loudoun Station is privately managed. Different garages, different options, and different rules. Check the one you would actually use. And if leaving the car and flying out for a week is a part of why you like the Silver Line, then you should verify that before you build your plan around it, you need to know all of this stuff. Also, learn that now, not at 5 in the morning dragging 3 suitcases around with you and your family looks at you like this was your idea. Because it probably was. Number 4, if the metro disappeared tomorrow, would you still want this house? I bet you never asked that. It's not because it's going anywhere. Strip the label away for a minute and judge the actual home. This is the one that clears everything up. Some people are true metro people. Office near a stop, hate driving, ride it several days a week. For that buyer, being genuinely close, even inside the tax district, can absolutely be worth it. The premium makes sense because they use it every week. But a lot of people like the idea of metro more than they use it. Work from home 4 days a week, free parking at the office, job nowhere near a station, maybe a DC trip, a Nats game, a concert, an airport run. That's fine, but 4 times a week, it's your routine. 4 times a year, it's a bonus. Don't pay routine money for a bonus. And definitely don't pay a yearly tax for a bonus. Let all of that sink in. And it's not just the train. You're buying the area. Close to the metro often means closer to density. Apartments, condos, shops, construction, traffic, and a busier street. Some people want exactly that. Others move to Ashburn for a quieter street and a bigger yard. The closer home isn't automatically the better home. Let me give you a real one. I had a buyer almost write an offer on a house mostly because the listing kept pushing the metro access. But when we drove it in real morning traffic, the station was further than they pictured. Not crazy far, but just far enough to change the whole feel of it. The house wasn't bad. The story about the house was bad. And that's the difference. The train didn't change. The address did. So take the metro label off and ask the normal questions. Does the layout work? Is the condition right? Is there parking? Is the street loud? Metro access might help your resale someday, but it won't fix a bad floor plan. It won't create guest parking, and it definitely won't make a strange layout feel less strange. The house still has to stand on its own. So, the Ashburn Metro Home Check. Exact address, walking, driving, or bus, inside the tax district or outside. Full door-to-door, full door-to-desk trip at your real leave time. And then take that label off and see if you still like the house. Because minutes to metro isn't a lifestyle by itself. It only matters if it actually makes your life easier. Before you write that offer, text me 3 things. The address, where you work, and how often you actually write it. Ask for the Ashburn home metro check. I'll verify the tax district, help you map out the real door-to-door trip at your actual leave time, and tell you whether that premium makes sense for you or whether the listing is working harder than the train ever will. It takes one text to check. Finding out after you buy could cost you every year that you own. If it's a real metro win, I'll tell you. If it isn't, I'll tell you before you buy. Call or text me at 571-437-1880. I'm Atif Khan with Deluxive Homes, and I keep it real in real estate. Stay happy, stay healthy, and stay blessed. Peace.